a lot of people are getting hit in the crossfire of the Ava Tyson, Mr. Beast, Shadman leaks of Discord messages and all that sort of situation. One of those people is Elvis the Alien, who I only ever really knew him. He like reviews movies and stuff. Never really watches content or whatever, but from what I've seen, that's what he does. And he got called out for some associations with Shadman. He used some of his art in his thumbnails or whatever, and he is running away from Twitter, and he's explaining this on a video on his second channel here.
Yes, I deleted Twitter. I did it because, frankly, I hate it. The dogpiling was just a good reason for me to finally get rid of it. Not only was it a tool of procrastination for me, but it was also a mild addiction. So I'm happy to be rid of it. Twitter is a place where you will get dogpiled on by hundreds of people for a shitty tweet you made 7 years ago. It's happened to me, it's happened to many other people. So I've just had enough of it. To give you
Oh, that sounds so awful. They tell you had a bad tweet. That sounds like it would be really rough on the mental.
an example of how insane people are over there, Critical, or Charlie, was briefly canceled because Twitter users weren't pleased with how long he took to respond to the Ava Chris Tyson situation.
Who
It
cares?
didn't even involve him. And they were just mad because he didn't make a video immediately about it when he spoke about the situation on a different channel.
So ignore them and move on. Stop whining about this stuff.
It's just insane. People online are crazy. So I'm done giving them my energy past this video. It feels like someone is
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I saw somebody leave a comment along the lines of leaves Twitter, posts video responding to Twitter. It's like, yeah, well, you've really moved on, bro. But I mean, hey, maybe this is the only time he'll ever mention it again, and then fair enough.
canceled every day on there, whether it's justified or not. There's a document listing every creator that has ever interacted with Shadman on Twitter, and it's seen as this huge sin now, like the Epstein tapes or something, when it's not comparable at all. You don't even have to be friends with the guy. Simply replying to his tweets at one point in a friendly way is enough for these people to bring out the guillotine. Let me be clear, I was impulsive.
This post that he's talking about, I've heard a lot of people criticize it basically for the same reason. Like, just the fact that you replied to one of his tweets or whatever is not enough. That's what I've seen most people say. So I don't really know
With my
about that.
initial tweet when I defended myself, and in that tweet I said that back then I wasn't aware of the full extent of Shadman's degeneracy. When the truth is, I knew enough. I really didn't need confirmation back then, or hard proof that he was a pedo, or proof that he drew art for many other pedos, to find him worthy of serious scrutiny. I probably could have just guessed that by what I saw on Twitter. And while a lot of his art was perfectly fine, some of his public art was definitely bad enough.
And there is a screenshot of a video where this Elvis the Alien guy is looking at a picture of Violet from The Incredibles, who's a child. She's like 13 or 14, I think. And there is a male appendage on her face, and he's looking at, and that's a piece of Shadman's art. So, I mean, he was aware of this.
enough. Granted, mostly everyone liked him back then. It was an edgy time, and I fell victim to groupthink. I don't think that's a valid excuse, though. I felt like I had to act fast on Twitter the other day because this idiot put my logo directly next to Ava's on this image that showed creators affiliated with Shadman, as if my actions were anywhere near remotely comparable to hers. Context does not matter.
From what I've heard, this was like a meme joke post. I don't really use Twitter. I don't know. That's what I heard from, I believe that was on Chud Logic's stream, but I don't know for sure. Just heard that, or maybe not even that.
On Twitter. And it's scary. It's easy to feel like the world is ending when this sort of thing happens to you because you feel like you have so little control. And of course, it's Keemstar who made this so much worse. Really, Keemstar? The dude has more skeletons in his closet than mostly everyone on that Shadman list. The man is 42 years old, and he's dating.
So weird. He has some points written down, but it comes across like he's doing some weird stand-up bit because he's doing jokes about Keemstar here. Also, Keemstar has every right to be pissed about this, and I can understand him taking glee in people catching flack for their associations with Shadman because Shadman made art of Keemstar's daughter, so it makes sense that Keemstar wants to point and laugh at you right now. Get over it.
Dating a 23-year-old, while I've been happily married for 10 years to someone 1 year younger than me. Oh my god. When Keemstar was 19, his girlfriend was just being born. Like, what? Anyway, it's just madness. Basically, I panicked when I saw my brand getting so brazenly and carelessly shit on over on Twitter. And the tweet that I saw was blowing up, so I felt like I had to respond immediately. So I made a fatal error and typed out the first response that came to mind without thinking it through. Remember this, people. If you're defending yourself from something on Twitter,
He's talking about how this lesson's been learned 1,000 times on Twitter or whatever, but he still does this dumb shit where he hastily posts in response to controversy.
you better be damn sure that you thought long and hard about what you wrote, no matter how many people get the wrong idea about you in the meantime. This is an error I've made several times throughout my time on Twitter, so I don't know. I just don't think Twitter is for me. Yeah, I'm finally happy to be off there. That said, I have never commissioned anything from Shadman. All of my People Ruin Everything thumbnails that he drew were pre-existing. They were art that were all of that stuff was art that was submitted to me, mostly by other people.
What is submitted by other people? Yeah, otherwise you'd be, submitting it to yourself?
Because I think he would every once in a while reply to my People Ruin Everything tweets, but I don't remember exactly. I don't know his real name, if it's Shadman or what. I don't know what he looks like.
Doesn't matter.
I know nothing about him. I made a shitty tweet 7 years ago, basically defending his website being taken down. I defended his right to draw gross shit despite my personal feelings about it. I obviously don't feel the same way today. I haven't felt that way in many years. I think if you draw stuff like that, you should be locked up. Back then, I was a dumbass who thought freedom of speech and expression was precious and should be upheld despite mine or anyone else's feelings about someone's artwork. I don't believe that today, especially in regards to Lolly. I think drawing any sort of minor in a sexual way is abhorrent. I thought the same way back then, but my principles were fucked. I thought that since I was openly mocking his weird shit in my People Ruin Everything videos, that was proof enough that I didn't approve of his stuff. But I guess it wasn't.
Lots of people mock things, as a cover to kind of obfuscate or whatever. It's not uncommon at all. Dick Masterson on PKA just said that he even differentiate between jokes and serious statements because jokes are more effective propaganda.
I obviously regret ever defending the takedown of his website. I've regretted it for years. I've changed dramatically as a person since then, and I just don't have it in me to defend myself against hundreds of insane Twitter users anymore, which is why I left. Life is too short, and I'm too old at this point. I just can't give any more of my energy to this stuff.
As you're doing a
I
video.
have to accept that there are some idiots out there that will always have the wrong idea about me. I'm all out of it is what it is, I'm just done. Twitter is a breeding ground for hate, and I no longer wish to exist there. Much like Nafuckers, PewDiePie, and Lindsay Ellis, and many others, I won't be returning. Those are my final words.
Yeah, so there's his response, running away from Twitter. And then he uploaded, just a little bit ago, another video on this channel. It's pretty boring, but the ending was kind of funny.
I need that bit of, accountability. I need something to keep me going, push me forward to complete these things. It's not like a YouTube video. YouTube videos are fast. Even the big ones, I maybe a month most, I write and work on one. But yeah, books are a lot longer.
Can you believe that? It takes longer to write a book than it does to make a YouTube video.
So they just take a lot more patience, and yeah. And it's hard to keep myself motivated because I constantly tell myself that I suck. So it's just, I need
He tells himself that he sucks constantly. What a loser.
I'm a lot better than I used to be as a writer. But I have to just, it's mostly like a mental game for me, as I'm sure it is with most writers out there. Anyway, what I've been reading.
But yeah, and then he just talks about books and stuff. But yeah, sounds like he's having a rough time. Weak man, can't handle a little bit of Twitter. Poor guy. Oh, poor Elvis the alien. Or I suppose this is Elvis the Human over here on this channel. But regardless, I hope he does stay off Twitter. What do we need to hear from this guy outside of the movie reviews or whatever it is that he does? Probably not